Hi, everybody. I'm Jody Pear.
Hi, I'm Kathy Feltz.
And today we're going to share with you a blog post that I received. I subscribe to KonMari. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's Marie Kondo. The Does it
Hmm.
spark joy? The
Yeah.
decluttering method or tidying up method. So I receive her email newsletter. And in this particular blog post, she interviewed Elizabeth Gilbert, the author of Eat, Pray, Love. And so I'm just going to quickly read to you what struck me as just being so important in how we're looking at our home. So Marie says to Elizabeth Gilbert, in Eat, Pray, Love, you tell the story of leaving your life as you knew it and traveling around the world on a journey of discovery. When you returned home from your travels, were there things you'd identified that sparked joy for you and things that did not? Elizabeth responds and said, I actually did my tidying before I left. I got rid of almost everything I owned. By the time I finished, all I had left were the contents of a very small bedroom in my sister's house where she let me keep my most precious things. I traveled for the whole year with nothing but one backpack, and I had a rule. When anything new came into my backpack, something had to go. I, be, I began creating a life that really looked like me rather than looking like everything I had accumulated until that point. Oh my gosh, I read that, and this is not the first time I've read that. She has posted this interview before, but oh my gosh, I this is how I want you to look at your home and the spaces that you are in. Are they reflecting you? Are they telling your story, or are they telling the story of your history and everything that you have accumulated up to this point? I just loved that, and the act of when you bring something new in, something else has to go. So you're not adding to what you already have, you're replacing, you're updating, you're continually developing your story and who you are. So I love that. And I just had to share that.
Yeah, and Jody, thank you for sharing that with me. So I am not following her. I'm not on her newsletter list, so I don't get her information. Of course, I know who she is, and I've read her books and that sort of thing. But this was a great article. I really liked it too. And I love the idea of having things very intentionally having them, not accidentally having them, not collecting things and not knowing why you're collecting them, not piling things up in the closet or the basement, but really thinking through what do you have, why do you have it, and do you really love it? You know, does it really do something for you? And does it say something about you? Does it say what you want to be said about you? You know?
Oh,
So
you
uh, one of the quotes I really liked was, "Your home is a portrait of yourself."
yes.
So what's in your home is reflecting who you are. And she tells a story in there about her attic. Do you remember the story about the attic, Elizabeth's attic?
Yes,
So
I do.
she had, and people can relate to this usually. She had a space in her house that was she just didn't even want to go there. She
Mm-hmm.
had the door locked and it was a mess in there and she was really afraid to go in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I've heard my clients have told me, oh, yeah, I don't go in the basement, or I don't go in the spare room, or I don't go in the attic like hers. And so she finally said to herself, I'm gonna deal with this. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna clean this out and I'm gonna deal with it. And she got reinforcements. She got some of her friends to go with her, and they went in. One of the weird things that was happening in her attic, birds were getting into the attic and dying. And so she had this kind of collection of dead birds in the attic that she had to deal with. And so, what kind of a scary space, you know? Who would want to do that? But she cleared it out and cleaned it and took things out of the attic that were important to her and put them someplace else so she could access them. And then she said she doesn't know if it was directly related, but after that is when her divorce became final. Within a month after that, she was divorced.
Yeah.
So it's powerful how cleaning out an area in your home can affect the whole rest of your life. And the other quote that I wanted to, let me just find it in here, that I wanted to mention, which I loved, was you can't do work on yourself and not do work on the space you live. And you can't do work on the space you live and not do work on yourself. So the whole idea of those two things being just woven together. And when you want to make a change in your life, you can make a change in your space. No, and vice versa.
Yes. And it doesn't have to be dramatic changes. We're not talking about knocking down a wall or painting a room, or, I mean, it could just be the most simplest of things. And it has dramatic effects on your life. And I love that. I mean, she, especially the attic story, she said, I mean, that attic, that dark, scary attic was a direct reflection of the darkness that was in her life that she was not willing to confront. Because once you confront these areas, the scariest part is, now that you have this awareness, what are you going to do about it? And in her case, it resulted in divorce. But yeah, I think it is just fascinating. And so hopefully this helps to shed a different perspective on how you view your spaces. That is our whole intention for creating, sharing these video conversations with you, is we just want to share fresh perspectives on how you're viewing your home and inspire you to create places that you love to be in. So hopefully this helps.
Yeah, absolutely. So to be happy in your space is everything, especially when we're spending a lot of time in our space now.
Yes, for sure. All right. Thank you, Cathy. Great to see you. Thanks everyone for listening.
Thanks, Jody. Good to see you too. And bye, everybody.
Bye.